Welcome to an unscripted video. I've been meaning to make this particular video for a very long time now. There is a passage in the New Testament that has been weighing on my mind for years and years. Not because there's something that I need to work out, but there's something that I need to share with everyone. And it's something that I have not seen addressed anywhere yet. So I guess it's up to me to do it. In Jesus Christ's Sermon on the Mount, he teaches us how to be like him, how to be reconciled to one another also, and it's about conflict resolution. I have here Joseph Smith's inspired translation of the Bible, which it's an older edition, and it contains the King James Version and the Inspired Version passages side by side. Now, the passage that I want to share with you is in Matthew chapter 20, or not 25, Matthew chapter 5, which is the Sermon on the Mount, contains the Sermon on the Mount, but more specifically verse 23. But I want to read the verse before that, verse 22 also. I'm going to read the King James Version first. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council, but whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Now Joseph Smith renders this a little bit differently. In his verse, he omits without a cause. So in other words, he is saying that with whosoever is angry with his brother shall be in danger of judgment. Okay, omitting without a cause is significant. We shouldn't be angry with anyone. We should always seek to be reconciled. And this brings us to verse 23, the next verse, if you have your King James Version with you. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave thy gift, this is verse 24, leave thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. So now what I want to focus on here in verse 23 is where we read, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee. What this is saying, that if you remember that your brother has something against you, that it is up to you to go and be reconciled with him or her, brother or sister. He's not saying if you have something against someone. He is explicitly stating, if you know that someone has something against you, it is up to you to go and be reconciled with that person before you go and offer up your gift. Joseph Smith renders it this way: Therefore, if ye shall come unto me, or shall desire to come unto me, or if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave thou thy gift before the altar, and go thy way unto thy brother, and first be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. So we should always be proactive in reconciliation, conflict resolution. Heaven, the kingdom of heaven, is a place of harmony. It's not going to be a place where people still hold grudges. That would be a terrible thing, and it wouldn't be heaven at all. In D&C, section 58, verse 42, we read the Lord saying, Behold, he who has repented of his sins, the same is forgiven, and I, the Lord, remember them no more. According to the scriptures, we don't deserve forgiveness. We deserve justice. We deserve God's wrath. But Jesus Christ came down to take upon himself God's wrath. He drank God's wrath to the bitter dregs in Gethsemane. He suffered the demands of justice for and in behalf of us. I've seen some all kinds of crazy memes on the internet. I don't get on Facebook very much at all anymore, But I remember seeing memes, some to the effect where we should forgive people not because they deserve it, but because we deserve to have peace. Well, the Lord doesn't forgive us so that He can have peace. He forgives us so that we can abide His presence. He makes us clean by forgiving us so that we can dwell with Him. But if we are not reconciled with one another, we cannot be reconciled with Him. So, as a final afterthought, I would like to encourage you, if you're watching this, to think about those people in your lives who may have something against you, not who you have something against. The gospel was intended to function as a mirror and not a magnifying glass. People use magnifying glasses to go and observe things. We use a mirror to look at ourselves. But many believers, many Christians will use the gospel as a magnifying glass to go and observe the faults of others, rather than using it as a mirror to look at our own faults and failings and repenting of them, so that we may then come unto Christ. That's why Jesus Christ said to stop looking for motes in other people's eyes and remove the beams in our own eyes. That's the same thing. So I'd like to encourage you, the viewer, to think about those people in your lives who may have something against you, and if they do, then humbly seek reconciliation. And then maybe when you go to church next time, or to the temple, or whatever, when you go to prayer in your closet, kneel down and talk to the Lord, then you can more peacefully come unto Christ, because you have already made peace with all His other children.